Junk journaling. It seems like everybody's doing it, but what is it exactly? So in today's video, I am going to try junk journaling for the first time myself, and I'm going to figure out what kind of supplies you need, what counts as junk, and what do you actually write on a junk journaling page if you write anything at all. But most importantly, I want to know, is there a difference between scrapbooking and junk journaling, and are we mostly quibbling over labels? Let's investigate. All right, so let's talk about junk journaling. Seems to be the big trend in paper crafting right now, and you know it's a thing now because Michaels has decided they want to offer junk journaling kits. Interesting. I see you, Michaels. But when I did a search on junk journaling, I got a lot of different answers. One definition said it's a way to document your life. You can use scraps, ephemera, found objects, layered textures, and some journal memories thrown in. Page might include a coffee sleeve or a train ticket, a scrap of lace, maybe even a photo or two. And they're all glued together in a way that's expressive and totally open-ended. Yes, that was a definition. Okay. So it seems like it's a journal with ephemera and scraps and memories that you put together in a less formal way than a scrapbook. So that's a definition I'm going to work with right now. So let's move on to supplies. One of the biggest differences between junk journaling and scrapbooking is the emphasis on using or reusing materials that you have lying around rather than purchasing anything new for your pages. Of course, if you've never junk journaled before, you're going to have to probably pick up a couple of supplies, but for the most part, the emphasis is on used materials. So I have seen where folks are using cereal boxes, junk mail that they put in their journals. I'm not sure I would use, a empty cereal box, but I do like the idea of using a pre-made journal, and I've seen some people do that, and that's like a moleskin, or I always screw up this name, Leuchtturm, and then decorating it or actually making your own junk journal. I've seen people do that too. You can use your pattern papers, you can use your stickers, and you can use like mixed media like paints and spray inks and things like that. And that's great for me because these are all items that I currently have in my stash. And then other tools you can use that crossover from scrapbooking would be your paper trimmer, your scissors, your journaling pins, and of course adhesive. Now, what about the junk part of the junk journal? What counts as junk? How do you collect ephemera? Well, I think we all have that kind of stuff lying around and we may not even realize it. It's the concert ticket. It's the napkin from a special dinner. It's the hospital tag from your stay at the hospital. It's those artifacts from your daily life or special occasions that have some meaning to you. So some of you may toss that stuff, but if you're going to get into junk journaling, you might want to reconsider and keep those things because those are the things you want to make a page about or at least include on your page. Now, if you scrapbook currently, you probably already saved that stuff. I do, but the way you present it on a junk journaling page might be different than how you would put it on a scrapbook page, maybe. So I understand the paper part. I understand the scraps, the receipts and the tags, the packaging stuff, is this trash or is it treasure energy? Totally get that. But once you gather all that stuff and you put it on a page, then what? What do you write? Do you treat it like a diary? Do you document it like a memory? Do you just let the page be visual? So this is where the prompts are going to help me. So for my project, I'm going to use my Pages in Progress creative journaling prompt cards to help me figure out what to put on the page. So I'm going to use a theme card, which is going to kind of establish what my project is going to be about. And then I'm going to use a story card to help me determine a little bit more what the story is and do the journaling. So now I've got my working definition of junk journal. I've figured out what supplies I need. I figure out what my project's going to be about, and now I'm going to make something. So I decided instead of making a page that I would do a mini book. And so I am going to make a project that I found from the book Treasure Books. And in that book, they have like a envelope project. So that's or a project that you can make a junk journal out of an envelope. And so that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use these Vicky Bouton supplies that I have on hand. Now, in the traditional scrapbook or in the traditional scrapbook sense, you tend to coordinate your supplies. And since I am a scrapbooker, I still have that habit of making things coordinate and work together. In junk journaling, you don't have to do that. But for this project, my junk journal project, it just kind of made sense because all of these supplies are part of the same theme. And so I'm going to have everything coordinate. That's just how I roll. Per the instructions for the envelope book, I'm tearing pieces of pattern paper, which I will then layer and collage onto the book's cover. To ensure that the paper stayed down, I added 2 coats of Mod Podge to the cover and let it dry overnight. In the meantime, I chose various papers for the inside pages of the book and trimmed them to size. One of the insides was a dotted acetate sheet that I thought would look cool in the book. It tracked with the entire theme, so I used a score tool to ensure that it creased and folded cleanly with the other papers. The next step was to layer all of the papers and make a pamphlet which would then be stitched to the envelope cover to make the book. The next day I finished decorating the envelope flap and stitched the pamphlet and cover together. Lastly, I sanded the cover because that's what the Mod Podge instructions said, but it gave the cover a nice finish. Now on to decorating the inside pages. So my process is kind of loosey-goosey. I tack down the pieces with repositionable adhesive to see if I like the positioning of everything, just to get an idea of how the page could look or the spread could look, and then I go back and I add more layering pieces as I go. Keeping the theme and story cards in mind, creativity and trying something new, junk journaling, I'm thinking, how would I use the materials to express that? If junk journaling is rules free, then I can put down anything to express that creative freedom. And these papers and embellishments are great because they help evoke that sentiment. What is junk journaling? I think at the end of the day, it's just another way to express yourself and your memories. I think the biggest difference is the approach. It's a more freestyle approach to scrapbooking where you don't have to worry so much about the aesthetics and the design of things. However, I will say that like scrapbooking, junk journaling could veer into your pages must look like this. And I've seen some little examples of that online as I've been doing my research. And so I think that could be a sticky wicket. That's something where like scrapbookers, people who are new to scrapbookers or people who were new to scrapbooking kind of got turned off by, oh, everything has to look like this just so. And hopefully junk journaling doesn't go into that because it is supposed to be rule-free and anti-perfection. So, but the part that clicked for me was using the journaling prompts because it gave me something to work with. I mean, I think we all fall into the trap of like, okay, I made something pretty, so what do I do with it? Or what do I put in the page? And the prompts help me figure that part out, help me get over the blank page syndrome. So that was good. And I want to say if you're a junk journaler or a creative journaler or even a scrapbooker, if the part of like, what do I actually make trips you up, I have some free journaling prompts that you can try. They're in the description below and you can play with them and see what kind of projects you can make with that. So I feel like in my experiments with creative journaling, there's some crossover with the junk journaling. because I do, in the last year, I've been playing with a more freestyle approach to scrapbooking, creative journaling, whatever. And I like that approach on my pages because there's less pressure for me. And frankly, it's just more fun because I feel like I get to experiment with a lot more different things. So all in all, it's not about the labels, whether you call it scrapbooking, junk journaling, creative journaling, whatever. It's really about your personal expression, your messy handwriting, your glue smudged photos, your crooked cut pattern paper because your paper trimmer cuts wacky. All of that is real creative life, and I think your real life is worth documenting as it is, smudges and all. And now I want to know from you, is junk journaling different than scrapbooking, or is it just scrapbooking's messier cousin? Let me know in the comments. Are we just arguing about labels, or is it more than that? I await your strong opinions. So please leave them, but be kind, no arguing. We're just talking it out. So yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hype this video if you're so inclined. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.